This is Matt with Vespa Portland, and going to show you about loading a bike onto a truck today. We have our older Toyota here. It's the perfect height for loading and unloading on your own. Anything bigger, like some sort of East County battle wagon thing, you might need some friends over with to get that thing in and out of it. A little bit high, but so you have a few other essentials. The ramp, very important for that. And we have this folding up ramp that we got from like an ambulance supply store. Folds out pretty easily and creates a longer ramp at a shorter angle, or a longer angle for it, so you don't have to go as steep on it. Just kind of get the ramp onto here, and most trucks are going to have a tailgate. We're doing that without it right now, but then you will need to have Tiedowns or ratchet straps, depending on personal usage. Tiedowns, I think, are a lot easier, just the pull type. If some people want to use the ratchet straps, it's going to ratchet that down. For a scooter, might not need to have much more than the standard Tiedown. We carry ones that are rated, I think, up to 500 pounds. You want to have something that's going to be rated for the weight of your bike. Don't get something too light. Don't get something too thin, because they could snap while transporting. Canyon dancers, very helpful item to have. Goes over the handlebars of the bike and has little sleeves to create soft cushions for the straps to grab onto. If you have a longer front fender on your bike, you might need a piece of wood or something to chalk off the wheel. We're loading a buddy today, which doesn't necessarily need a chalk in this setup, but depending on the truck setup or the trailer setup and your fender setup, you may or may not need a block of wood. You may need to have a bigger block of wood depending on how much fender you have, because you don't want your fender to rub against the bed of it or against the rail of the trailer. So next step, we got the bike. We are loading a Buddy 50 today. Very easy, light bike to load. You want to get at least a good few feet behind the ramp. You need a little bit of space, because you're going to start pushing it. So start to go, and just rolls right up there. Kind of get it to where it's partially up there, but a little bit out of my reach, being shorter. So grabbing the brake and then getting up on here to finish the rest of it off. So you have the tire up to the chalk. You get the Canyon Dancer, and now you have this that will slide over the handlebars of the bike. My technique that I use, been loading for quite a while now, I tend to just do this with the Canyon Dancer and two straps with no center stand, as you may notice. I prefer to not use a center stand, as when you tie it down, the shocks and tires will compress, holding the bike down. So you don't need to pull too hard on them. Just snug, kind of like when you're trying to fit a helmet. Just want to have it snug, not too tight. And then just kind of get up on here, pulling on both of them. And you always want to secure your straps afterwards. You don't want these to be flying all around, especially if they're longer straps or ratchet straps. Like ratchet straps have longer ones that could actually wrap around the axle, or if you have enough space, they can drop in between here and catch on the drivetrain. So you want to take these, secure them, like if the bike has like the little hook there, or if you have some sort of under-seat storage, that's another good area where you can secure that, lock it up, and your straps are out of the way, not going anywhere. The bike is solid, not moving. And now the bike is all loaded and ready to be transported. Some people may prefer to have another extra one across the back. That is up to personal preference. There's no such thing as over securing the bike. If you want to use straps on every angle of the bike, feel free to. But transported a lot of bikes from Buddies up to 300s, BV 350s, nothing needed on the back. But if you want to go across the back, you want to make sure like you go across a part that's not going to rub on the body panels. So you'd want to go like on the rack, and you don't want to put on too much pressure on certain areas that may compromise the frame of the bike. On this one, I would probably, if I was going to use one across the back, just either go over the rack or tie one on each side to each side of the rack, but make sure that it doesn't rub against here, but also not too far back to where it's going to be putting pressure on the back of it that's against where it bolts down to the frame. Say you're in a pinch, you don't have a Canyon Dancer and you want to do a loading of the bike, you can do it with Tiedowns without the Canyon Dancer. I always recommend that you get your Tiedown and not using the hook, but you will make a cloth loop out of this. You have a soft loop that then also it doesn't put as much stress on it as just using the hook. You're not putting anything hard against the rubber grip of the bike. This is just a way that you can do it without, if you don't have a Canyon Dancer on hand, a good way to create a soft hook out of a Tiedown without marring up your grips too. All right, so those are the basics on loading a bike into a truck. So yeah, we've got all the different materials that you may need in order to load and unload your bike. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us at the store, and we could definitely get you all loaded up or ready to load up for any sort of trip, either whether you're trying to get your bike across town, across state, cross country, whatever you need to do, we can get your bike set up to load into a truck or a trailer. This has been Matt from Vespa Portland. Thanks for watching.